Wait for that to do its thing. Alrighty. So we have the elusive, the fabulous, the very, very difficult to get available at the same time as anyone else. We have the beautiful Madison. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to be here for you, but I'm very unexcited that it is at with the circumstances that led to it. Let's hop in. How are you? How is everything?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I mean, work the weekend that the game started was very, very busy. So compared to that, things have calmed down. I'm still busy, obviously, hence
Calm
the delay
down.
in me getting in this exit interview. But I'm doing okay. I mean, I'm not doing well, but I'm doing okay.
Well, a lot of people were very devastated to see you go. So I hope you know, and I hope that you feel all the love because lots of people are very, very much Team Madison
Yeah.
and very, very devastated. I think ultimately, what was it you already mentioned? I think between work and weren't you moving the weekend that the
Yeah.
game started? So
Yes, I moved out of my parents' house, which is a big thing, big deal, but it did not go well with the timing.
yeah, it didn't seem to benefit you as far as your time in the game. Do you think that played a significant role in your departure from the game?
Mean, yeah, it gave people an excuse to target me. I mean, I'm good socially. I had good conversations with everyone on my tribe. It's just the excuse that people were given was I didn't contribute to the music video. Therefore, I have to not care, which I did care. And I tried to make it exceedingly obvious that I did care and I wanted to help. I just simply couldn't. So
Uh,
they're lost. I'm good at challenges. I'm
you-
sad to be out. Much love to everyone left, but definitely heartbreaking because I wanted to play again.
well, I do love that you. It doesn't sound like you have a lot of bitter feelings towards that, which obviously we appreciate. We also appreciate people who do, but
Mhm.
it sounds like you have a good perspective on that. The as far as like people like mentioning the music video challenge, is there any weight to that? I was like, do you think that's kind of a valid reason to vote you out? Do you feel it's invalid?
I mean, I would hope that anyone who has any sort of job in the world is able to play these games. So if we target people on if they're busy the opening weekend, that automatically gets rid of people who work on weekends and therefore I guess by that extent people who work on weekends can't play orcs, which isn't the case and isn't fair. So by that point, I mean, if you want to target me because I didn't contribute to the music video, also other people didn't contribute to the music video. It just added to it because I'm a video editor and I should have been able to contribute. But I'm sorry I didn't have hours and hours of time that weekend considering I was moving out and also had a shoot on the Sunday. We
Mhm.
also didn't have an exceedingly great large amount of time, but that was adjusted by prod, which we were thankful for. It just didn't work out. But I have very strong feelings about music video challenges. I'm not a big fan of them for many different reasons. However, it is what it is.
Is what it is. Yeah, music video challenges. I think they're more fun to watch the end result of than they are to participate in.
For sure.
Although it depends on the music video challenges. There have been a couple where I've just been like, "Woo, that is 4 minutes I will never get back," and I'm trying not to be bitter about it, but there
Yeah.
it is.
No, I I do understand.
So getting back to the game, um, going into tribal council, what was the energy as far as did you feel like you had a good shot of staying? Did it feel like the writing was on the wall? Walk us through that.
I mean, I'll be completely honest. I had a panic attack in the duration of that final, not final tribal council, far from that, but that tribal council because I knew what was about to happen. And unfortunately, from my perspective, obviously, I don't know all the working parts, but when I got on a call with Courtney, I was good. Courtney thought I was good. A lot of people thought I was good, but then Jordan got injured, couldn't communicate with Justin. Justin was at work, and those were all people that were working with me, and Justin needed that assurance to keep me in. So it's like I was putting in that work. Once I got back from that shoot, I was putting in that work. I think I was on calls for hours and hours and hours. Definitely was not for lack of trying. I just know when I got on the call with Courtney, we both were under the impression that I was staying, despite her not wanting me to stay and her saying that she was not going to vote that way. And by the time I got off, went to the bathroom. When I came back, I got a message from Courtney saying, "Oh, looks like I am going home." And she apologized because we had just had a deep conversation and she didn't want it to seem fake that we had that deep conversation and me get sent home immediately after, which I did appreciate because it did. If she hadn't have done that, I would have definitely taken it very, very personally. But yeah, it's just a whole lot of unfortunate things. I think if, again, it just comes down to a lack of time. Justin was at work. Jordan was also at work, got injured. Malcolm was always, well, obviously, because Malcolm was the other name, Malcolm was always voting for me. And Malcolm was the name that I chose because I thought I would get the most traction. And also my conversation with Malcolm, he was the only one that was talking about my game in past tense. Like, oh, I wish you would have spoken to me sooner. I wish we would have been able to work together when I was still in the game. So
how did that make you feel?
not good, which is why I pushed his name. But I definitely tried.
We definitely saw the attempt. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. It's definitely emotional. Oh my God, I've never cried in an exit interview, and I've been a no vote finalist. But
it's okay. If you want to, we can absolutely take a pause if you need.
No, it's okay. I got it. I cared about this game. I care about this cast. I wanted to do well. I wanted to prove myself. But unfortunately, with my schedule, it just did not work out.
Well, for what it's worth, and I mean this sincerely, you had not a damn thing to prove. This is an exemplary cast with a lot of amazing people. You're all stars, and I know it's cliche to say it, but it actually is true. And no one wanted to be in a position where they were going to potentially be the first boot. No one wants to be pre-merge. It's obviously not ideal, but you have absolutely nothing to prove to anyone because you are an all-star, you are amazing, and you are loved.
Thank you.
Cannot stress. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just said much love to Triumph. I have no heart ill feelings, even if it was a music video challenge that did me in. It's quite all right.
I was gonna say, yeah. I have a sordid past with music video that the other prod members have heard about 18 times this season. So not gonna tear that band-aid off yet again. That being said, you had mentioned obviously Malcolm came up, and I had asked earlier about, was it the right move to go since you had been busy that weekend? What exactly was your pitch as far as, hey, I know I wasn't around this weekend, but if we're not going to focus on that, what was your pitch as far as this is what you should be thinking about going into the vote? What was what you were leading with to try and stay?
To Malcolm or to everyone?
General.
In general, it was just like, hey, I'm good at challenges. I care about this game. I literally was exhausted when I got home from that shoot. Even exhausted from moving, and I still was up till like 4 a.m. calling people, and then I woke up at 6 a.m. to work. So I just tried to show that I did care, and I just tried to show my heart, show that I'm a loyal player. If people stick with me, usually the people who vouch to keep me in the first couple rounds, because usually my name does come up in the first couple rounds of games. But I usually stick with those people the entire game. So to that extent, they're lost, but it is what it is.
Why is that the case, or why do you think that's the case as far as your name coming up in multiple games? Is it a reputation thing, or?
Oh yeah, people love to vote out women early. They love to look for any excuse to target people easily. So if one person's a little bit quieter out of the gate, I am quieter out of the gate, whether it's because of my schedule or just because I get anxious looking at my phone sometimes. That is just how it goes. But at the end of the day, I still love the game. I still usually do well. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, the whole targeting of women, the fact that the first two booths were both women, I was just like, we already don't have that many women to like spread in this cast already. So can we please stop voting them out? So
it was definitely disappointing too, because when I spoke with Jester, Jester was just like, yeah, I really would not like the first vote to be a woman. And that was another reason why I didn't throw out Courtney as the other option. yeah, just disappointed with how things went down. But I tried, and at one point, I truly do believe at one point during that day, I was good. I had saved myself. It's just something weird happened, and I went home.
Any speculation on what that was?
I think something happened that I don't know about, but from what I do know, I think the lack of communication between Justin, Jordan, and Jester did do me in, whereas Courtney was very strongly vouching for Malkin. She had a very strong pitch where Malkin really helped her out with the music video editing. And I guess I just didn't have that one person like saying exactly, because all the people who I spoke with that wanted to keep me told me that, but they were afraid to say that because they didn't want to make a target out of themselves. And Justin is a good example of that. Like that, the first night of the game, even though I was moving out the following day, I think I was on call with Justin for like 3 hours, 2 hours, something crazy. So definitely would have benefited Justin for me to stay. I think Justin's a good player, and he realizes we have played before. We've made it to the end of a game before. We don't want to be painted as a duo. So I understand being scared to be like putting it out there, but I really tried to make it obvious, like, hey, Jordan, hey, Justin, hey, Jester, if we all vote for someone, we're good. So I don't know why there has to be any confusion because I'm loyal. And I'm sure I have never seen Malcolm play. He might be loyal too. It's just I know all I can guarantee is what I would do.
I can always speak for myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I'm trying to think. Something that you said maybe. Oh, your call with Justin on the first night. I do remember popping in on that, and I was watching it going, I can't tell if these two like each other or hate each other. I really cannot tell. And then I was like, I can't tell if they're getting ready to stab each other in the back or if they're planning on bumping uglies. I don't know. The energy was so confusing to me. And I was like, it seems like they're both in a room with like a piece of cake in the middle of the room. And they're both like, well, I'm not going to eat the cake. You need to eat the cake. It was the most weird back and forth I think I've ever witnessed on prod for Triumph. So can you
hey, I got that.
I was gonna say if you get any production award from round one, that would definitely be it for me.
I freaking take that. End of the game awards. I'll take it.
So what is the dynamic between you and Justin? Because I know that y'all had played together and that you would work together, but I really I could not peg or name the energy between the two of you.
We played Cutthroat together. We at least famously to us, we did yell at each other during that final tribal council, as I made it very obvious that I didn't think that he deserved to win.
Normally, if I had a mug right now, I'd be like, "Pinky's out."
Yeah.
So
but
I can only imagine.
Oh, sorry. Okay. The entire game, we did work with each other. We were in an alliance with Quinn. We were a very strong alliance. It was all of our favorites alliance, which are the best alliances when everyone views it as their number one alliance. So we were very strong. We work very well together game-wise. We have a very similar sense of humor. But it was just funny because we do love each other. It's just we also might have some anger towards each other for that final final tribal council.
Maybe the therapy session didn't quite happen after that final council.
Well, it kind of did. He didn't go to bingo. We went to trivia. We went to trivia at the place that I host bingo with Quinn.
You're a bingo host?
What? Oh yeah, I'm a bingo host.
Why are you my favorite
Wednesday, 7 to 9.
I love that. Oh, where do you live?
I live in a suburb of Philadelphia.
Okay, I'm coming this summer.
Oh.
Anyway, I was going to say, I have nothing booked, but I'm like, I've been wanting to go to Philly forever. Sorry, I'm detracting from your interview. So.
Invited. I will rig the game for you.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how you rig bingo, but I will take it.
I memorize your numbers, and I call those numbers.
Just being in the same room as the icon that is Madison Brown, I'm for it. So I'm completely there. I don't even need to win. So, okay, so production's gonna be like, what the hell is he talking to her about this for? So sorry. So yeah, so it sounds like you and Justin, you've worked together. It sounds like y'all kind of patched things up at bingo.
Yeah. Yeah, trivia. I
Or
was better at trivia than Justin. As well, I was better at Justin at the trivia challenge in Cutthroat. So I have that going for me. I might not have won, but I'm better at trivia.
so it's like, who truly won in this scenario?
Exactly. No, we're friends, and I care about Justin. Do I agree with? I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened with my vote out, because I truly do believe it happened in like with 10 minutes left, and I won't know that until the end of the game, but we'll see.
So it sounds like earlier you mentioned like no bad blood, anything like that. Any chance that maybe there's a smidge for Justin, or are we feeling okay?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think me staying would have benefited Justin the most.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be if he did have a portion of me going home, I think that's just kind of stupid. I don't even feel mad about that because I just think that's might be the stupidest thing ever. So in that instance, I would laugh at him because I don't think that will benefit him at all.
So you think the decision to get rid of you is something that Justin may regret down the road
Oh,
potentially?
for sure. Oh, for sure.
Got it.
'Cause I got connections, okay?
Yeah.
Quinn, my girl. Quinn gonna murder Justin. Peyton hopefully will have the opportunity to murder Justin. It'll be good. It'll be good. I got my connections. I got my people. Zachy, Comp Beast. All right, stab.
So it sounds like we don't have anger towards Justin, but we also are not going to hand him the tissue box should he get voted out.
Exactly. I will laugh.
I live for those kind of relationships, so I think that's fabulous.
Exactly.
So it sounds like Justin may have been someone that you were strongly relying on a vote for. Was there anyone else that you were just like, you mentioned Courtney, but was there anyone else that you were just kind of like, I'm pretty sure I got this person in my corner?
Yeah, Jordan. He was talking to me all day.
Yeah.
He made it look like he was actively pushing for me to stay. We
Mhm.
had a really deep conversation about how we really care, but we have work schedules, and when we're at work, we can't really do much
Mhm.
game wise. And I, I think I play very similar to Jordan. Um, I didn't really get to see it, but I don't think Jordan did anything particularly stabby stab.
Mhm.
Um, I just think something funky happened. I don't know who it came from, but the homies, Justin Jordan, where they should have probably just pushed a little bit harder with Justin and I would have stayed. They did not, but I don't view that more as a stab in the back, more so just them trying to be under the radar.
Okay.
The first round.
So it's so you feel it was more of a self-preservation thing than a specifically let's get rid of Madison thing.
Yeah, and maybe me being the trusting person I am, I'm missing something, some big move to get Madison out
Yeah.
to the first 2 or 3 days of the game. But yeah, if that's their big move round one, best of luck. However, I don't think that was the case because that just would be so stupid and I would laugh, especially if it was Justin.
Got it. All right. Great. Next up, what was it? So, out of everyone on your original tribe, was there someone who stood out as far as like your? I'm guessing it's Justin, but please correct me if I'm wrong. As far as like the person that you were like, yes, this is my number one as far as these six people. Was there anyone else potentially that just you really enjoyed talking to them, and maybe it was your first time playing with them, or
Yeah. Every single person on that original tribe I could have seen me going long term into the game with.
okay.
It just came down to who did the best of showing me that they were giving me a chance. With out of game relationships, automatically I would have assumed that person would be Justin, but Justin can be snaky. That's just how Justin plays. And I think at one point I thought it was going to be every single person because Jordan was very very nice to me, communicating with me, trying to make this work. Again, I don't know what happened, but prior to that happening, it just seemed really good. Um, I had a really really long and powerful and empowering conversation with Courtney 10 minutes before I got voted out, which is pretty heartbreaking because we've played a couple games and we just have never we've worked together, but we haven't been super close. And I think the day that we are able to work together is going to be an amazing moment. And it was very disappointing for me to be voted out 10 minutes after that conversation because I was hopeful that this was the game that it could happen because I just was, but that's not how it worked. And even Malcolm, Malcolm was the first person I called after I returned from that shoot and super busy weekend. And I was on call with him for an hour and a half. I loved his personality. We were getting along really well. It was just the fact that Malcolm was using me in past tense. And that's what landed his name in my mouth. And I
Yeah.
think the person that I might have a little bit more, well, I don't have anger with anyone, but the person I have the most questions for at this point in time with the information that I have, which isn't much, is going to be Jester because Jester, a couple hours before tribal council, was like, Madison, you're good. I told Courtney that. I told Jordan that. I told Justin that. You're good. I called in the hours leading up to tribal council. I called Justin. I called Jordan. I called Chester, Courtney, and they all said they thought I was staying. Um, so I don't know what happened. I hope someone didn't make something mean up about me, but I don't think they would because they're all good people. But we'll see. I'll figure it out. But I don't think I did anything wrong. I was just trying to stay in.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as obviously I can't reveal much,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt like you kept things really classy while you were in the game,
Thank
and yeah, definitely it was definitely a catch 22, just because I was like, there's a good chance, like, as far as the challenge, which admittedly you weren't able to be around for much of, and it's just like if she manages to bob and weave around that target, not only is she going to stay, she's going to definitely be a contender. So
you.
do you think there was any part of your vote out that could have just been Madison's really good and she's potentially a threat for down the road?
Maybe, but at this point, it's Triumph All Stars, and I think the really good people that are really loyal, especially to their original tribes, are the people you want to keep in, not really vote out. If they were doing that, then vote out like the winner or person who's won multiple games or a game with Justin. And I don't even know if Malcolm or Jester have won games. It's a huge probability that they have. I've never won one. What I have done is gotten to the end with people that I trust and love, and then lost handily. So I don't know. I think it was a, if that's the case, I'm appreciated. However, I think it was a misread on their parts.
Got it. So for you coming into the game and then after like the first or after the round you were in the game, who were the standouts for you as far as, man, if I get a chance to take a shot at this player, I absolutely want to make sure I take that shot?
um, Brian,
Mm-hmm.
um, I went into it wanting to take a shot at Courtney, but then we had that conversation, and I had literally 500% loyalty to the conversation we had and how I wanted to really make things work with her. So that disappeared 10 minutes after, 10 minutes prior to when I was voted out. But
Mm-hmm.
Brian is one that comes to mind just because I know Brian is a very good player and plays differently than me.
Mm-hmm.
So that was frightening, and I would have loved to be the person to be like, yeah, stabby stab. Um, Otherwise, I just really wanted to play with a lot of these people. Kat, Peyton, Zachy, Quinn. So many people that I just wanted to play with, but he's okay. I'll get him next time.
There you go. Good attitude. I love it. Um, what was it? This is a question I love asking people. Did you have any like favorite, if not conversations, then moments or things that were just said that just made you laugh?
Yeah.
Anything that stands
Of
out to you?
course. I laughed on every single call I went on. Um, I think my night one call with Justin was a highlight just because it was absolutely hilarious. My conversation with Courtney, it's very unfortunate again how it worked out, but had I stayed, that would have really been I think it would have been a really crucial conversation in the game because I feel like we both have friends on different sides of maybe how things will work out, and that could have just propelled us right to the end. But but I was voted out, and there was no freaking redemption thing. I'm so mad.
Yeah, I think what was it? I actually felt really horrible for all of you because the way I feel it was presented, it gave the impression it was like a Redemption Island
Yeah.
situation or an Edge of Extinction situation. And I was like, well, that's exactly what I would think if based on what was said, but I was like, maybe the players won't think that way. And from the people that actually commented on it that I read, like everyone thought the same thing. And I was like, do we say
It's
something?
not too late. It's not too late. Oh, let's put all the prod minds together. Let's stir
Oh,
up the whole thing. Let's
oh,
let me in. Let me.
right? I'm sitting here just going like, between you, Kat, and Derek, I
Let
am
us
very, I
in.
am so on board with the idea of a Redemption Island twist.
Let's make it happen. Blow up the chats on wherever this is posted, guys. Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
I was gonna say, give me one more chance.
Literally.
Oh my gosh, I would absolutely live for that moment. I'm like, make the battle back. This is All Stars,
Take
and
it a battle back.
nothing I think makes people ready to go in and just go absolute chaos than getting voted out and then magically getting your way back in.
I think you guys should definitely do that. I'll just throw out some options. An individual music video challenge. I'm ready to freaking perform. I never was given a chance. I'm freaking ready. Um,
But the question is, will your schedule allow for it if we were to do that?
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Make it happen. Let's go. Let's go.
I would say, well, I'm pretty much like I'm the graveyard production member. Like, unless it's Thursday or Friday, I'm usually the most available. Like when everyone else has gone to bed. So I feel like my voice carries very little weight unless it's like
Hey,
past midnight anywhere.
I'm just make a poll. Make a poll in the VL. That's all I'm saying. Make a poll.
We need a battle back today.
I agree. I agree. And this thing about me being elusive, not the case. If I was back in, I would be on Skype. It's just the fact that I was first boot and I'm not in a game on Skype right now. I was just like, I don't need to be on Skype. I don't want to be on Skype.
I only said elusive just because, like, for context, tonight is the fourth tribal council, and we've only been able to get Madison today. And that's not specifically blaming Madison. There've just been times where it's like, I did Kat's exit interview, and there's three of us that are doing exit interviews, so I didn't want to over monopolize and be like, well, Alex is doing all of them.
Right.
So I was like, y'all can do it, and I think between you understandably not being on Skype much, and then what was it? The other hosts just having weird schedules as well. It's just taken us quite a while to get you here. That's why I'm like, I'm blessed because I have your company, but I'm doubly blessed because we're finally getting this done.
Absolutely.
So
you should definitely make a battle back.
I would personally love that.
Can we put this into action, please?
I was say I will let me grab my paperwork. I will file your concern and your request. I have to send you the official forms. It's 300 pages. I need 400 signatures.
Okay, I'll do it. Are you questioning me? If I get 400 signatures on something, will there be a battle back?
Oh no, for me it would be your signature just 400 times. It's like an NDA agreement.
Perfect. Also, I can make a PowerPoint. I'm really good at PowerPoints.
I love PowerPoints. Oh my god, what if that were a battle back? Can you imagine?
Oh, I would clean up.
As to why they should come back.
Exactly.
That would be everything.
Hey. I'll get in a lawyer outfit. Let me plead my case to a battle back, okay? And it might not even benefit me. But Kat, come on now. Derek, come on now.
So far, every single elimination, I've just been like,
exactly.
There have been understandable reasons for each elimination, but I'm just like, oh man, had they? All right, what was it? We're almost at half an hour. So let me ask you this real quick. I'm loving every second of this, by the way. I apologize. Let me ask you this real quick. Was there anything along the way that for future seasons of Triumph that you think production could focus on, like potentially make better, anything like that?
Yes. If you hint at a battle back, accidentally or not, have a battle back for pre-jury. No harm, no foul, especially if it's an all-star season. Come on now. Also, I understand music video challenges being the first one. All right. I, of myself, am not a music video challenge person. However, if you're going to do it the first week, don't have it out of tribes of 6. Please. For future triumphees. Please.
I was like, don't make it a round 1 situation. All right. I will forward your concerns to
but otherwise, I love Triumph.
And Triumph loves you. Absolutely. I was gonna say you are so fabulous and you're such an icon. So before we wrap this up, is there anyone in the game specifically, whether from your original tribe or in general, that you are rooting and would love to see take the whole thing?
Peyton again and Quinn.
Peyton and Quinn. Tell us why for both.
I would love Peyton to win twice. I think that would be absolutely iconic. And Quinn, I don't think has won before, and she's like me. I think I'm good. I think she's very good, and I think she deserves to win, and I want her to get to the end. And I'm also friends with her, and I know that she's like thinking of maybe stopping doing orgs. I want her to have an amazing experience this time, so she never stops.
Oh, that I think I would love to see Peyton win again because how do you not love Peyton? But I'm also just like, no. I only won Triumph like 6 months ago, and I'm like, I think for like 5 minutes the day before the game started, I was like, oh, maybe I should have played. And watching y'all, especially even round 1, I was like, I'm so happy I'm not in this.
Right.
So happy. That being said, if Peyton wins a second time, I'm just gonna go, well then crap. Now I have to play again.
Exactly.
I don't want to. I want to sit and rest on my laurels of 100% of the time winning the season of Triumphs that I'm in. And I don't want to I don't want to go back into the Hunger Games. Y'all wild. So, well, I love the reasoning for that. Madison, you are absolutely an icon. You are so delightful, and I'm so happy I got to do this interview with you. Are there any shout outs you would like to? These aren't probably going to be visible till the end of the season, but any shout outs you'd like to make, like for the future of everyone still in the game or other vote outs?
Just thank you to all the Maddie stands, and also thank you to, well, just not, I guess not thank you, but like good job to all my friends who might have been voted out earlier than they wanted to. Doesn't mean you're sucky or bad at the game, just means it didn't work out. We're all stars. And scene.
Could not have said it better. And then before we close out, I will let you pick. I desperately miss the Madison accents. Could you possibly give us one to close us out from our interview?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I think the most important part right now is to put in a battle back so me and Kat and Derek can get back in the game and have a chance to prove ourselves once again on why we're an all-star, because we were cut out earlier than we wanted to be.
Yay! That brought me so much joy. I love it. I love that we went through multiple accents. At first I was like, I don't know where we're going.
Yeah, I was like, it was British, but then it started, because I've been practicing my Australian. Yeah. And it was just like, so then I went back to my basics, you know.
No, it started fluctuating, but then I realized, oh, she's doing this on purpose, which is even more of a joy for me because I got a buffet of accents. Absolutely. Madison, you are so delightful. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us, to talk to me. I just think the world of you. So thank you.
Thanks.
I was gonna say, and I'm sorry it took us so long to actually schedule someone to be available.
Okay.
Alrighty, my love. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
That's fine.